Shalom, first and foremost, all praise and glories unto Yahawashi, that belong to our apostles, the bishops, the elders of the great millstone, and greetings, salutations, blessings, much love unto you elect. Shalom unto you. It's your bro Shaquat from the Las Vegas Church. Just want to tap in on something. This should be a really quick lesson. I don't have a lot of time anyway, but just want to tap into the idea or the spirit, basically, of see Yahawashi in your brethren, you know, and us fellow believers. You got to see Yahawashi in it, okay? And basically, it's do unto each other, yourself, as you would unto Yahawashi. Okay, I thought of something. I was at the job and I had to sweep up something, and it dawned on me, like, not dawned on me, but something that I try to keep as a practice. Hey, if Yahawashi or one of the mighty men or one of the 12 or anybody was coming to my job or to my house or something like that, how would I want to have my house if I knew they were coming? Okay, so you want to always present you and the things around you in the best light. Okay, you always want to have a certain high quality about yourself. Okay, it's an important thing. You want to keep a high quality, energy coming from you. You want to keep a high quality about how you present yourself, high quality in the things that you do. The scriptures are going to say to do all things. Matter of fact, let me start with that. Bear with me. Yeah, this was the first one that came to mind, and I always try to remember this one. I'll go straight to 17, and then I'll read up and read back down. Yeah. It says, and whatsoever ye do in word or deed, do all in the name of Yahawashi Mashiach, giving thanks to the Most High Yahweh. It says to God and the Father by Him. Okay? So, to the power and the Father by Him. So you got to understand how you have to, what's the word I'm looking for? Conduct yourself. It's always about conduct. Okay? This is the most important thing. If you arrive at the store, or at a door, and there's people in front of you, behind you, I don't care if they're Edomites, I don't care if they're Jake, niggas, whatever. Choose accordingly. That don't mean you got to do for everybody, stand there and just be a doorman for anybody, but someone that's a righteous believer, yeah, make yourself that servant, man. Make yourself somebody that's just even keel. That's cool. You cool with them at work. They they ain't putting off a bad vibe, a bad energy, demonic energy. Hey, grab that for them. And if it is somebody else like that, you ain't gotta let them go first, but you can open it and hold it, and then let them take it from there. There's ways to do things, because what's most important in these last days, is for elder brothers to show younger brothers how to conduct themselves as men of the Lord. You may know how to conduct yourself as a man. A lot of brothers never had that. A lot of us, Jakes, didn't grow up with fathers or uncles or grandfathers or whatever the case may be that taught us how to live this way. Okay, now this is when we got to start practicing and rehearsing that. All right, and then making sure that it's locked in, that this is an instinct, that this is just the way that brothers understand how to conduct themselves now. Okay, how you present yourself, hygiene. I'm getting into these things, not that I wasn't doing them before, but I'm getting deeper into them and seeing how when you get into our laws, you see how we conducted each other. The two great commandments was love the Most High with all thy heart, mind, body, and soul, and love thy neighbor or thy brother, their fellow believer, as thyself. And really, a lot of us don't know how to love ourselves. So we got to make sure we're conducting ourselves well in that, about how we love ourselves as well. And from there, you'll understand how to treat the next man. You'll understand how to be charitable. Okay? So I'm gonna read these. I'm gonna start at verse 12, Colossians 3 and 12. I'll read down to 17 again. Actually, 23. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back to that. It says, put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh. And, there's these guys, the vocab and God, prophet, or whatever his name is. Okay, trying to say that they're trying to let the heathen in, but no. There's two different Israels, and it's the same. It's not the spiritual Israel and then the fleshly Israel. No. It's the elect and the non-elect of the Israelites, the chosen, the 144,000 and the 1/3, versus the whole nation. Okay, this is the context of what you're reading in the New Testament. Okay. Anyway, it says, put on therefore as the elect of Yahweh by Shem Yahawashi, holy and beloved, bowels of mercy, kindness, humbleness of mind, meekness, long suffering toward those that you that believe and understand this thing. Okay, that's fighting for their salvation. Okay, forbearing one another and forgiving one another, if any man have a quarrel against any, even as Hamashiach forgave you, so also ye do ye. Okay, he forgave us for not keeping the first covenant perfectly, which was what we agreed to. He died for us. Hey, the same. We have to push the same on one another. We don't need to add an extra burden onto another brother, but as a brother, you don't need to add an extra burden knowingly or unknowingly. It shouldn't be no more unknowingly. That can't be just talked about and squashed within a moment or two. A quick conversation. Hey, bro, watch out, bro. Hold on. This is a certain situation. I'm not, I don't know if you understood this or not, but this is kind of what's, oh, my bad. I didn't even realize it, bro. My fault. It's just that simple. It's not like, damn, I'm always apologizing. It's what it is. It's just what it is. And we will eventually learn from one another, and through our experiences, be able to pass these situations where we don't step on any toes and offend a brother. Because you step on Jake Jordan right now, a pair of Jake Jordans right now, it's not a big deal necessarily. You can go home, wipe them off, it's all good or whatever. You continually doing it, now it feels personal. Okay, so we gotta learn to conduct ourselves and control it. These offenses better as we get further down, because when there's a shortage of food, brothers know when Day of Atonement and certain fastings, which Day of Atonement is not a day to really be in that energy, but when you may be fasting or whatever the situation, it's easy for your flesh for you to be frustrated and so on and so forth. You may be in repentance or penitent even, and that energy can push off on somebody the wrong way. That's why when you read in Matthew the 6th chapter, it was talking about when you fast to anoint your head with oil, so you appear not to fast. And that also could be said to have a cheerful countenance and not to disfigure your face. Okay? So trying to keep that, what you're feeling on the inside, to control yourself on the inside, that on the outside you may be all in all good. Okay? But you're really working it. Anyway, it says, and above all these things put on charity, which is the bond of perfectness. Okay? And when you put on charity, this is how you treat. If Yahawashi asked a piece of your last something, would you not give it to him? Or would you not have already thought, okay, I got this piece of bread or whatever the case may be. Let me go ahead and break bread with everybody. We read about the few fish and the fish and the few loaves. Okay, the 5 fish and a few loaves and all of that, right? And what do we get out of that? Hey, he wasn't thinking of, they didn't say that he ate and then he passed out to everybody else. It said he began to break pieces and distributing it out to everybody. He had a situation set up where the 12 was helping to administer the food. Okay, which is what we do now, passing this word out. Okay, so it's a charity thing, that a charity mindset that you have to have. Okay, anyway, it says, and let the peace of Yahweh, it says, the peace of God rule in your hearts, to the which also ye are called in one body, and be ye thankful. So this, you're going to be like, nah, I know my whole body hurts, or most of these body parts hurt, but I'm only going to put ointment on my elbow. My knee don't hurt. My knee don't need it. It ain't even close to my heart. No, that ain't how everything needs it. Okay? So treating yourself and treating others in the body like that. Okay? The correlations are beautiful in the way the scriptures are written, how Paul wrote these, right? It says, let the word of Hamashiach dwell in you richly in all wisdom. This is why we study. This is why we read. This is why we rehearse the righteous acts. So these things come to mind through the Spirit of how to conduct yourselves, or ourselves, right? It says, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms and in hymns and in spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to the Lord Yahweh. Okay? Prayers and positive attitude. Okay? The right kind of outlook on things. Dang, man, I had car trouble. Man, my car conked out. Man, that car could have caused you worse trouble later, further down the line, man. Maybe getting on a bike will be better for you. Maybe catching a bus will be better for you. It'll help you keep your timetable together. I done been there. Okay? That's one thing, if your timing ain't good, hey, sometimes catching the bus where there's a strict timetable can really, really benefit you. Riding a bike to work or to school or whatever you into, whatever you got to go, when you got to keep a timetable, maybe that's more beneficial as well. Okay? Anyway, it says, and whatsoever ye do in word and deed, do all in the name of Yahawashi Mashiach, giving thanks to the power and the Father by him. I'm going to jump down. To 22. Servants, obey in all things your masters according to the flesh, your bosses, okay, your parents, of course, as it said above, and even the heads that are above you. All right? Not with eye service as men pleasers, but in singleness of heart, fearing the Most High. Because the Most High understand, man, let me just do this so I can get this up. No, man, do it with a cheerful, giving heart, man. Because it's the right thing to do. Oh, he asked me to do it. I must be the man for the job. Let me having a positive outlook, not about yourself, but let me knock this out so whoever else ain't got to do it. Okay? Making yourself a servant. The greater thou art, the more humble thyself. Okay? And whatsoever ye do, do it heartily as to the Lord and not unto men. Okay? Like I was using the situation earlier. My boss was like, hey, can we sweep this? Well, he didn't even ask. I just was like, hey, let me go on and sweep this up. Because I don't like how it looks. Okay? Because I don't like how it looks. Let me go on and knock this, sweep this little area so it can look good. Because if Yahawashi came down and looked at this and I'm standing around doing nothing, I'm like, man, you ain't even gonna sweep that up? I can't, man. And this lesson came to me when I was doing that. That hey, you'd be surprised that when you knocking out certain things and in the right mindset and mentality and everything, how the Spirit will come to you. And a lot of times I'll be doing things and the Spirit will hit you with it for a video and you'll forget because you wasn't locked in like that. Now when you lock in and you always trying to keep it on your mind as far as the task at hand, this is when, and I like idle work, not the idle work, but stuff, to do, to not be idle. I'm getting into that. As a kid, I didn't really have somebody over me. My pops was always at work, so I didn't really have anybody to keep me on task like that. I had to kind of figure it out for myself. So when I became an adult, I struggled a bit. Okay, so now I'm learning, hey, keep busy, keep moving, keep doing this. Okay, yeah, you get tired, yeah, this and that, but knock it out. And now you got the time to really sit back, and then now you can knock out tasks. You look around, now I don't really got a whole lot to do. But staying busy keeps the time pushing. Okay, but then you know when to shut it off and go get your rest and go to this, and these are all things that we're learning to do. Living in a house where multiple people work, we all go to work around the same time. Hey, you get up a little bit earlier so you can get yourself out the way so they can have free reign of the bathroom so they can get ready. Okay? And then now you're sitting around dressed, ready to go. and you can mess around, you can read, you can, whatever whatever you do with your free time, your leisure time. You have a little bit of that. Go to bed a little earlier so you can get up a little. This is all the process of how you do it, looking out for your fellow and yourself. All right? Knowing that the Lord Yahweh, that the Lord ye shall inherit, knowing that of the Lord ye shall receive the reward of the inheritance, for ye serve the Lord Yahawashi Mashiach. But he that doeth wrong shall receive for the wrong he hath done, and there is no respect of persons. Woo. All right. Yeah, I don't have a lot of them, and I'm not going to read a whole lot. I got to get out of here in a moment here. Straight to the point. 1 Corinthians 6:19. It says, matter of fact, 15. Then I'll jump to 19. It says, know ye not that your bodies are the members of Hamashiach? Shall I then take the members of Hamashiach and make them to the members of an harlot? Yahweh forbid. Of evil works. I'm going to just correlate it to evil works, or idle works, or frivolous works. Okay, instead of toward business. Okay? Should I cheapen myself knowing I'm a part of this body? Should I not represent myself and help the other brothers to represent themselves in the highest form as well? If I see it, and I have an ability, and I have charity, hey, it's all right there, right? This is how charity isn't about giving money necessarily. It can be more about giving time, giving attention, okay? So on and so forth. Giving an ear, so brothers could, can vent and get things off their chest to be able to deal with it. You hit them with a scripture too, boom, the edification comes. Right? It says, down to 19, what? Know ye not that your body is the temple of the Most High, which is in you, which ye have of Yahweh, and not of your own? For ye are bought with a price, therefore glorify Yahweh in your in your body and in the spirit, which are the Most High's. So you got to glorify it in the body and in the spirit, the way you treat yourself, but it's also how you treat one another in this ministry of the body, or the body of the ministry, I should say. Okay? It's important. I think it was the 15th verse, right here. Verse 16, know ye not that ye are the temple of the Most High, and that the Spirit of the Most High dwelleth in you? Okay? So that's how we got to understand and treat ourselves and treat one another. Okay? At the highest standard. See Yahweh shine one another. You may not do it for me, but if I were Yahweh Shai, would you do it for me then? I'm not saying I'm Yahweh Shai. Simply saying, if you see, the charity, the goodwill, the wisdom, the prophecy, you see these things, the good teaching, the good example. If you see these things, these characteristics that are in Yahweh Shai, you wouldn't do it for Yahweh Shai? Okay? Start to look at each other like that, man, like we see that. And I've heard elders and apostles and bishops, so on and so forth, say this, before. It hits different when it clicks with you. And I've been trying to get on this, but I'm correlating it in a way that you treat one another, that we treat one another. Okay, that we conduct ourselves a certain way, that we uphold a certain standard of ourselves. All right. 1 John chapter 4, verse 7, beloved, let us love one another, for love is of Yahweh. It says of God, right? And everyone that loveth is born of the power of God and knoweth God. Yahawashi In One Another. You got to have the both there, right? Because it's the same connection that they have, that we're trying to connect to that, okay? When you go to 1 Corinthians 11th chapter, the head Yahweh, then Yahawashi, then man, then woman, right? We're all trying to connect in those things, okay? Up to the chain, and we know they got it perfectly in the heavens. Anyway, it says, he that loveth not the Most High, for he that loveth not knoweth not the Most High. For the Most High is love, for God is love. That connection is love, right? In this was manifest the love of God toward us, because that God sent his only begotten Son, Yahawashi, into the world that we might live through him, through the way he lived, through the spirit of the law, not by the letter of the law, through faith and belief, through charity, okay? It says, herein is love that we, not that we love the Most High, but that he loved us and sent his son to be a propitiation for our sins. He loved us enough to punish his only begotten son to be able to bring us back. Okay? So consider that when we make these sacrifices, sometimes you make sacrifices for one another. It's no different. Okay? Brothers make sacrifices for one another. It happens. It's okay. And trust me, the things that we're sacrificing aren't our lives, even though some of us, as it says in Romans the 5th chapter, would dare to lose our lives for one another, for a righteous man, for a good man, Anyway, let me get to the point of this. 13, hereby know we that we dwell in him, and he in us, because he hath given us of his spirit. So if he's given us his spirit, he's in us. It may not be the fullness of Yahawashi in every man, because we're not perfect. But we do see these pieces coming together as brothers are growing and learning. And we got to commend that and treat that as if they are Yahawashi, because that piece of Yahawashi is in there. And we want to try to bring that out in one another as well. Okay? Now, when I jump down, where is it at? 18, there is no fear in love, because perfect love casteth out fear, because fear hath torment. He that feareth is not made perfect in love. For we love him because he first loved us. If any man say, I love the Most High, Yahawashi, and hateth his brother, he is a liar. For he that hateth not his brother, for he that loveth not his brother whom he hath seen, how can he love the Most High whom he have not seen? Okay? This is the commandment we have from him, that he who loveth the Most High love his brother also. Okay? See Yahawashi in one another. This is what we got to do. See Yahawashi in one another. Slaki. All right? And this is the last scripture. There's quite a bit on it. Matter of fact, it's cool. I'm not going to read the second half of it. I'll read the positive half, which you can put together and correlate it, and I'll close. It says, for I was an hungered, and ye gave me meat. I was thirsty, and ye gave me drink. I was a stranger, and ye took me in. Naked, and ye clothed me. I was sick, and ye visited me. I was in prison, and ye came unto me. Then shall the righteous answer him, saying, Lord, when saw we thee an hungered, and fed thee, or thirsty, and gave thee drink? Or when saw we a stranger, and took thee in, or naked, and clothed thee? Right? Or when saw we, when saw we thee sick, or in prison, and came unto thee? And the king shall answer and say unto them, Verily I say unto you, inasmuch as ye have done it unto one of the least of these my brethren, ye have done it unto me. Okay? So everything we do in word and deed, we want to do it as if we're doing it wholeheartedly unto Yahawashi, with an understanding mind that, hey, this brother believes. Give this brother the best of what you got, man. Give him your best energy. Give him your best, what you would want for yourself. All right? So I got to end it there. Lord willing, edifying, giving all praise and glory unto Yahawashi. Until the next one, shalom.